Good evening, everybody. This is Shefali Chopra, and today we are going to talk about Haryana. आप तो जानते ही हैं, Haryana is the state we love, the state which is making sure that we are all smiling है. वैसे तो हरियाणा खेती बाड़ी के लिए बहुत जाना जाता है, बट यहाँ पर बहुत खूबसूरत जगहें हैं जो हम विजिट कर सकते हैं. और जिन लोगों को नहीं मालूम कि कहाँ जाना है, आज हमारे साथ यहाँ पे कर्नल योगेंद्र सिंह जी हैं. वेलकम सर.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And how are you?
आई एम फाइन सर, बिल्कुल फाइन. बल्कि आपसे अभी ज्ञान मिलके हमारे को और भी अच्छा लगेगा. आप मैं आप लोगों से एक सवाल पूछती हूँ. मेरे को यकीन है कि आपको ये नहीं मालूम होगा. डू यू नो which is the district which is the heart of हरियाणा? नहीं मालूम? मैं बताती हूँ. जिंद. उसी तरह there is a city which is called the mini Paris of हरियाणा. और मैं तो खुद ही कूद पड़ी थी कि अरे सच में वो करनाल है. आप शायद ये नहीं जानते कि सोनीपत का नाम सोनीपत क्यों पड़ा. तो आज हम इनसे, योगेंद्र जी से, इस विषय पे बात करेंगे और ये हमें खूब सारी चीजें बताएंगे हरियाणा के टूरिज्म के बारे में. बाकी टूरिज्म भी अलग अलग तरीके का होता है. एग्रो टूरिज्म, रिलीजियस टूरिज्म, इंडस्ट्रियल टूरिज्म, टेम्पल्स लोग विजिट करना चाहते हैं, सो रिलीजियस टूरिज्म. सो प्लीज कर्नल जी, आज आप हम सबको बताइए प्लेसेस दैट वी कैन विजिट इन हरियाणा. मैंने आपसे इसके बारे में जानना है इसलिए कि मैं बाद में ट्रैवल कर सकूं.
Okay. Thank you, Shefali, for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Haryana is a place which surrounds Delhi from three sides. But somehow the potential that for tourism which this place has really not been exploited to the extent, say, Rajasthan has done for itself. Where they have sort of used almost every trick in the trade to create niche tourism, which is the order of the day, in fact. So in niche tourism, it can be of religious types, जिसको हम तीर्थ यात्रा भी कहते हैं, or it can be historical. Historical can be in multiple subparts. Some people may be interested in visiting forts, palaces, those kind of things. Some people may like to visit, say, battlefields. There's a military tourism also you can have. And especially that meshes very well with the people who like to go biking or go off track, that is 4x4 kind of driving. So Haryana, being on the starting at the outskirts of Delhi, offers almost every kind of tourism to people. In terms of religious tourism, let's start with that. Kurukshetra, we all know, and we all know that Mahabharata has taken place at Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra, or rather by its original name, Thaneshwar, is a place around which within 40 kilometers of it, there are numerous religious places which are connected with our, or mentioned in our religious texts. You have Kaithal, you have Thaneshwar, you have Brahmasrovar, and many other lakes. Vidyasa of Kaithal, then there is a Pitra Sthal, which is for the people from Bagad. They come, instead of going to Ganges, they used to come there. When the Marathas started coming up north, one of the biggest attraction for them was to visit Thaneshwar, as it is now called Thaneshwar. Then you have Agroha, which is considered the place where Maharaja Agarsen is said to have ruled. Maharaja Agarsen is held as in high esteem, especially by the trading community. You have Hansi and Panipat with very well-known Sufis and Shires have their maqbaras or the places there. Faridabad is another place. Nu. Then you have Mansa Devi complex, Mansa Devi temple, one of the most visited temples. Then you have Gurdwara like Panjokra Gurdwara near Ambala. So almost every religious denomination, people from every religious denomination will find a place to visit in Haryana. And the best part is this can be tied in with the weekend tourism. You know,
मैं आपको
most of
पूछने ही वाली थी सर कि हाउ फार इज इट फ्रॉम गुड़गांव? लोग क्या डे ट्रिप्स में जा सकते हैं?
yes, all these places which I am going to talk about are within a day's reach. You know, once upon a time, Haryana actually is the pioneer in highway tourism in India. About 40 years back, Haryana created a network of resorts along the main highway. Those times there was only one highway, which was Agra, Delhi, Amritsar highway.
Right.
So you have the tourism resorts at Ambala, at Karna Lake in Karnal, at Panipat. Then you come near Faridabad is Badkha. Go further down, Hodal. And in between is Faridabad. But Faridabad resort is a little off the road. But the main highway resorts were Hodal, Badkhal, then up north in Panipat, Karna Lake, and Ambala. So these were the first resorts. So one they are still there. These are run by government of Haryana. But in addition, there are a number of other good places have come up around them, which can be a good place to go and stay and visit the nearby places. Like, let's say if you want to go mix religious tourism with a bit of a holiday, you can go to Kurukshetra, stay there in one of these resorts and visit the religious places of Thaneswar and around. Or you can go to, say, Mansa Devi and also join up a trip to Morni Hills, which is not very far, there's a nature park there. Or go to Kalesar National Park, which is a protected forest. So you can mix these. Insofar as the historical are concerned, you can connect with most of the major events of Indian history, and you will find some connection with Haryana. Let us say, we all know about Mahabharata in any case, which happened near Kurukshetra. Then you come to more closer period, and you have 1857, which a lot of fighting took place all over Haryana. So you can go and visit those places. And the period in between, Panipat, we all know that has been the site of three major battles, which were defining battles of Indian history, having taken place there. Then there were other places. I, as a military historian, can count 50, 60 major battles which have taken place. Hasi Fort. Hasi Fort is said to predate Chauhan's, Prithviraj Chauhan. So it predates him. Actually, it was a fort which was already made and existing when Chauhans took over this area, and thereafter the Sultanate period. Hisar was established as a capital by Firoz Shah. And then you have other places like Balabgarh near Faridabad. Narnaul. Narnaul is one of the oldest towns in North India, and it has got some wonderful places like Jal Mahal, Birbal Ka Chhatta, they call. Actually, it is Roy Mukund Roy's palace. You have Sarais there. So Narnaul is another historic place. Plus, also it has got a site of Sufi site. So same is the case with Hansi. Hansi is, like I told you, the fort predates Prithviraj Chauhan, and it also has a number of other sites, including the Sufi site. Dhanna Sir's site in Hisar, who was known as a Sufi of his time. Then you have nature tourism. You have number of lakes. Like now is the time when the birds are there. You can go to Sultanpur for bird watching. You can go to Bhindavas. You can go to Deagle wetlands. All these places are today full of the birds, migratory birds, and they are all within hour and a half to 2 hours of Delhi, from center of Delhi. I'm talking. So anybody can go and visit them over, and there are small and big resorts around them where you can plan to stay the night if you want to, or you want to fall back. You can fall back easily.
Recently,
So
sir, I went to this place जहाँ पे दमदमा लेक है,
okay,
and
yeah, near.
I thought it was very nice, but unfortunately, अभी मैं ऐसे टाइम पे गई जहाँ पे पानी उतना नहीं था. So when is it a good time to visit this place?
Damdama is a work in progress, actually. So it will take time to come up. You should plan presently for the time being. You can think of Sultanpur. You can think of Badkhal. You can think of Deagle wetlands or Bhindavas bird sanctuary, uh, Kalesar National Park, Morni Hills. Insofar as nature-related tourism is concerned. Another wonderful idea insofar as Haryana is concerned, which you can explore, is to go rural tourism. Rural tourism and agro-tourism are more or less similar. So, but there are a number of activities which as part of rural tourism you can do. One is that you can go and stay in a rural area. And today there are resorts almost everywhere where you can stay in a rural setting.
Wow.
And very reasonably charging very reasonable rates and providing reasonable services. You can combine it with biking, cycling, or even walking, taking walks in the fields in the mornings and evenings. Again, this is, I'll give you the timings for all of these, but in any case, the period from mid-Feb to end March is perfect. It's not cold, it's not hot, and you can plan on all kind of activities. You can even camp out if you want, if you are of that nature that who wants a bit of adventure. So you can camp out, and it's very safe. The plane. So these are thematic tourism, adventure tourism, nature walks, heritage walks. Uh, the problem is not the potential. The problem is of capabilities. So far, Haryana's major problem is that capability in terms of hospitality. Tourist, when it comes to a place, expects a certain level of, depending on his or her depth of the pocket or economic condition, expects certain level of services. So there it may be falling short. And hence most of the resorts get geared, which I've been talking of, and they have rooms and so on. But the problem is most of the people don't want to stay there; they rather fall back in the evening. Considering the fact that law and order situation is reasonable, the reason has to be something else for people to fall back home rather than stay the night there.
I get it.
To my mind, that reason is delivery of service. So room may be there, but it may not be kept to a certain level. So the visitor would say, no, I would rather.
I'd rather go home.
Yeah, so that capability, hospitality business is a very sensitive business. People pay to get a
Absolutely.
certain level of satisfaction. So if they don't get it, they won't go there. It's so that's where I have been trying to tell people to undertake. I mean, by people, I mean the young people who have some go in them, who are now trained in these kind of things by various institutions who do these hotel management kind of trainings. So there's a huge potential for these kind of activities, and a group can go there and really enjoy themselves. It's so near to Delhi. People won't spend more than 2 hours in travel. So they'll have an entire weekend to really be on the site and do the things they want to do. Capability is one thing which is missing.
Wow, that's quite, I must say, quite a bombshell that you have given to all of us. कि भाई इतने पास हैं और हम कभी भी जा सकते हैं, and this is a good time because the weather is still decent, and I think we should plan trips to these places. चीजें देख के बहुत खुश हो जाते हो.
Basically, to slow down, to unwind,
To unwind.
to
Back to the
devote some
roots.
to yourself, and to activities which really fill you with happiness.
Absolutely, the
Your
real joy.
mobiles away for a couple of days, and connect with each other, connect with the nature, understand the world around you. Yeah,
Yes,
do that. We must do
absolutely.
that. We must do that.
नॉर्मली लोग सोचते हैं सिर्फ गुड़गांव में ही बस पार्टी कर ली, साइबर हब चले गए, इधर मॉल में घूम लिया, उधर मॉल में घूम लिया. वो तो है ही, बट दिस इज सच एन आई ओपनिंग थिंग दैट वी हैव सच ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स अराउंड अस. एंड येस, ऑफ कोर्स, एवरीबडी नोज अबाउट कुरुक्षेत्र. कौन नहीं जानता? वी हैव ऑल स्टडीड अबाउट इट व्हेन वी वर स्कूलिंग. एंड कितनी अच्छी बात है कि जिस चीज को आपने बचपन में पढ़ा है उसको जाकर आप खुद से देखें. I think it's incredible. That's why we say incredible India, incredible Haryana. Thank you so much, sir, for having this conversation with us. And we look forward to many more conversations with new subjects. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shefali. My pleasure. Bye.
Thank you, sir.